Despite all the stuff in his past, David Dobrik is still out here working with companies, running his own, and throwing huge parties at his house where tons of celebrities and influencers show out for him. It's true that even though he isn't favored in some of the public eye, that there are still those who are willing to support him, and he manages to prove that nearly every week on his socials that he still does post on. Clearly, there's still people willing to stand by him that aren't in the vlog squad, as his birthday party in July showed tons of people packed into his backyard as the All-American Rejects performed for everyone. It seems that even with everything that's happened, to some, it just doesn't matter. And influencer friends aren't the only ones that are standing by David. He's been working with big companies for things as well. Recently, David partnered with Celsius to host a celebrity pickleball tournament at his house. Tons of influencers and celebs showed up once again to play and raise money for charity. At the event, he was interviewed by Distractify and opened up about what has been going on in his bubble. And some of the big goals that he has are kind of surprising. They're definitely random and something that I didn't think that David was going to be saying. A lot of it was in regards to Dobriks, his pizza place, and he has this grand idea to do a reality show. Yes, a David Pizza Shop reality show. It's definitely an unexpected idea. Definitely didn't think that he was going to be throwing that idea out there, but I guess it kind of feeds into David doing vlogs and things like that. That was like his own personal reality show. But one of his employees, I don't know, I can't really picture it, but during the interview, he talked a little bit more about it, saying, we've definitely thought about it, having a show around Dobriks that's maybe almost like a reality show of employees at the restaurant in not a crazy way where they're going partying every day, but just almost like a Selling Sunset meets a restaurant, he told us. Kids growing up in LA and maybe they're pursuing their acting dreams or whatever they're doing, but they also need a day job for the time being. I feel like a show around that would be really interesting, he added. Now, what I did find interesting was that David said that he didn't want to be the main focus of the show, which I guess kind of makes sense if this is his big pitch, if it's supposed to be about kids growing up in LA and trying to figure things out and make it on their own, and they just so happen to work at Dobriks. But I wonder how his fans will feel about this, because I feel yes, fans do tend to support anything of their faves, but to hear David Dobrik would be doing a reality show and not really being on it, I just don't really know how his fans will feel about it. I mean, maybe they'll fall in love with the employees that are on the show and it'll turn into a whole thing, and they'll end up being influencers. But I mean, I guess we would just have to see. If that were to be the case, it would kind of be like the vlog squad all over again, because they all kind of became influencers from starring in David's vlogs, and he wasn't always the main one on camera. But also the reason why they got big was because they did really crazy things. Obviously, if it was a show, it would hopefully be regulated by a network, and there would be proper people on set when they were filming to make sure everyone was all right. But we know the reputation, and hopefully he wouldn't be in any of the drama that is on the show, because with reality television comes a lot of drama, and hopefully all that drama happens outside of Dobriks, because I just feel like David can't have any drama in Dobriks and also in his life. He just cannot afford any more drama, honestly. And I mean, there already was Dobriks drama in the beginning, right when he opened the doors, them not keeping the pizzas hot and them kind of having inconsistent pies and the full menu not being available for a while, and the weird hours that they had in the beginning where they were just kind of figuring things out. I mean, maybe the drama is just that this is a whole new world for them. Everyone that partnered with David in this, Natalie, Ilya, they're also big players in Dobriks, and David admits that he didn't really understand the restaurant industry prior to opening Dobriks. It's been a major learning lesson, so maybe that would be a big aspect of the show. He said in the interview that he did during the whole Celsius event, I never understood the complexity of creating food and making it consistently the exact food. He explained, you can come up with a pizza with your chefs and you can make it great, but then repeating that every day for every customer that walks in throughout the year is a whole other challenge. So that's something that definitely making YouTube videos doesn't prepare you or help you out. I definitely feel like David kind of went into this being I love pizza, I want a pizza place, let's do it. And then once he was in it, realized that it's actually really hard to have a restaurant. But the last time Natalie did an interview where she was talking about Dobrik, it seemed like they had just hired somebody new who was really helping them figure out all of the things that they didn't have figured out, and things were kind of getting in order. The pizzas were being made a little bit more consistently, so it seems like they're trying. But in terms of his reality show, Trisha actually reacted to this news on her own podcast. Her and her co-host Oscar talked about the fact that David has this reality show idea, and Trisha was not a fan.
Other Vlog Squad news, David wants to have a reality show. Do you care about that?
No, his other one got canceled. Why are they giving him a reality show?
He wants it to be about Dobrik, like the pizza shop with like the employees.
It's like laundering money, I feel, allegedly. Like, nobody's going to Dobrik Pizza for the pizza. Like Dave Portnoy, who we're going to talk about in a minute, but like he does pizza reviews. He's like, this is like just not it.
She feels like the stuff in David's past just shouldn't allow for him to have a show, and talks about how he just doesn't even seem to be sorry for all that is in his past.
But yeah, David, I don't think he's gonna get a reality show. I honestly think he's, and I can say this too, maybe because I'm also a liability, too much of a liability. I think he's just like, again, I don't think he's canceled. I think he should just be like banished from like the world. You know what I mean? Like there are certain people that like, okay, get canceled for making a bad joke or something, but he's like, he literally almost like took someone's life a couple times. You know what I mean? Like, not allegedly, like it was on camera. And I'm just like, how is this just, because also here's another thing. Okay, yes, accidents so happen. And like, I think if he was just like, yeah, it was a really bad accident. Like that sucked. Like I'm never vlogging again. And he did stop. It's like, own up to it, pay for your friend when you're literally so rich. Like what? I don't know, unless it's admitting guilt. I have no idea. I don't know, that whole situation when people don't take accountability at all. Like, I don't like it. Bleh, I hate it so much. Like there's certain people that are canceled and there's whatever, and like you don't like them or whatever, but then there's certain people that should just be banished. And I don't say that about many people, but I think he's one of those people.
Now, since we're talking about Dobrik, Oscar goes on to say that he's tried it before, only for a video trying influencer products, and he did think it was good, but expensive.
I lie to you, I did enjoy the pizza. I couldn't help it. It was expensive though, so, and you have to go all the way to West Hollywood, so that's why I only had that
like
one time,
location is great, but like,
and expensive it is, especially to get it delivered. David recently announced on his Instagram story and the Dobriks Instagram that Dobriks would now be offered on delivery apps like Postmates and Uber Eats.
Guys, look at this. Dobrik's Pizza on Postmates and on Uber Eats. Look how beautiful we look over there.
But this is not a Domino's moment, okay? Like, definitely not whatsoever. David is selling these bad boys for luxury gourmet prices. And this isn't some huge surprise. I mean, on his website, he lists the costs of everything. And I feel like when it first opened, we talked about how it was a little expensive. But these prices are even more to get them delivered. And I mean, this is without any fees or anything, because obviously if you're getting food delivered, it's going to be more expensive with the delivery fees and all that. But without the fees, just in general, the pizzas are already more expensive to get them delivered. And I just would like to know anybody who is going to defend a $43 pizza. Like, that's crazy to me. A $43 pizza is on this menu, you guys. I mean, the cheapest one is $33, but this is just insane. Like, seriously, who is buying that? I feel like the other thing is that David's fan base is also like a younger crowd, like college kids and teenagers. And I just feel like not a lot of them are going to be spending $43 on a pizza. Like, what? These prices, I will say, are comparable to the famous New York spot Prince Street Pizza, which now has locations in Los Angeles. And I believe for a while it was said that David had partnered with them to get his pizza place off the ground. I'm not sure if the deal actually happened or if David was just trying to model their recipe and that was it, because they do kind of have similar menus and the pricing is around the same area. But I feel like Prince Street Pizza has a really big name and a big reputation, and Dobriks, it's just like, why do you have a more expensive pizza on your menu? I'm not understanding. But David has managed to keep the doors open to Dobriks despite the expensive prices, and maybe that's exactly what's keeping the doors open. But people do seem to show up time and time again, especially when David is there. That's when it's obviously packed because people are going because they like David, and then if he's there, then a lot more people are going to want to go because they're excited to meet him and stuff like that. But Natalie had previously said that they do want to expand. They want to have more than one location in the future. And with the way that David wants a whole show to come out of it, they all clearly have some big goals for this place. I will say though that Natalie mentioned the more locations, and David in the Distractify interview said that that wasn't going to be their next step. Before they do that, they want to go in stores. They want to sell frozen pizzas. And I wonder how much those are gonna sell for. Let me know what you guys think though about that idea. Plus, I wanna know what you guys think about the fact that he wants to do a Selling Sunset style reality show with his employees. Do you think it's actually something people would, one, watch, and two, do you think that he would even get the opportunity to do it? Because like Trisha was talking about, he's pretty like canceled, and I don't know if networks would want to work with him. But I mean, Celsius did throw that event at his house, so obviously not all advertisers think the same. Some are still willing to work with him, but obviously it's like up to the network's opinion. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.